Hello. So I'm pretty sure that you'll have that you'll have come across a load and loads of home workout and exercise things on Instagram, but there's little said about the psychology behind everything at the moment, with everything up in the air, the uncertainty for the future. For that reason, I've roped my twin sister into doing a series of psychology chats around different aspects of what's going on relating to the world at the moment. I created these videos hoping that if you even just take away one message, it's that you're not alone in the way that you're thinking or feeling at the moment. It is a sudden change for everyone, and there is a lot of uncertainty in the air. And I suppose that relates to, I don't know, how you... Yeah, like when I first heard about coronavirus happening, I thought, it's in a different country. It's not going to affect us over here. And then as we got some cases coming across here, I was starting to panic more and more about what that meant for my job, my livelihood, because obviously personal training is in the gym. And then to be told in an instant that the gyms are closing and we're going in lockdown, I was like, right, okay, what now? I was panicking. I was crying to my mum when we went back home. I was waking up in the night in sweats. Spent a lot of the time in the bathroom, but I'll spare you the details there. Nice. Yeah. With people who really like set routines and like doing things, like with order, what would your advice be for those sort of people?
So I would advise that, I'd say that I'm do you think I'm one of them?
Do you think I'm one?
Yes. I quite like routines.
She really likes routine.
And what I found helped is, obviously, when something like this happens, the first feeling that we all get is a lack of control, uncertainty, what's going to happen next. So try and create as much of a routine as you can if you are someone who likes a routine. And even if you don't usually like a routine, you might find that you want a routine now that you're in the home a lot more. So I would recommend sitting down and kind of writing a list of your daily planner, which would have been, say, a month or two ago, and then try and recreate that now. So for instance, for me, I would go to work and then I'd go to straight to the gym afterwards. That's not me going to. I go to the gym afterwards.
She goes to the gym, everyone.
And that would be around 4 or 5 o'clock that I'd get to the gym. So what I've tried to do now that I'm working from home is do a workout in my room, which sounds quite
stupid.
In the studio at 4 or 5. And even with that, me and Hannah have got this system, so we've decided, right, so we've got this little, we say to each other, we don't say to each other, but I saw a post a while back, and it was about acceptance and adjusting. So accept and adjust. So we thought,
where are you going with this?
Okay. We've got to accept that this is what's happening, but what we can do is adjust how we go about our day-to-day lives to try and to try and promote our positive well-being as much as possible. So we've created our own gym. With my bedroom, our studio, but because we've only got one set of dumbbells, we've got we booked the room.
So I was in the room yesterday. Can you stop kicking that?
Sorry.
And I was doing a workout, and then suddenly my phone goes off, and I look at it, and it's 20 to 5, and Rachel goes, "I've booked the room for half." Are you nearly done? And I'm like, what the hell? Give me a break. But yeah. So it's about adapting. It's about adapting, yeah. So you're saying basically if you like organisation, to create a new routine, create new organisation
of what you used to do. And if you didn't used to do a lot in your day to day, you might find that you've got more time now to think of hobbies that you'd be able to exploit. So if you got some knitting that you need to finish off, or puzzle books, or could you, learn a new language? Could you make plans, make crafts for people for when you see them, like your grandparents? There's a lot that you can actually still do, and there's a lot of websites out there with, NHS websites, etc., with information of ideas of what you can do. Even just reading a book, you could read on a topic on anything. That's of interest to you. But also I think really tuning into your environment is quite relaxing. So we were sat at the table the other day, weren't we? Why are you laughing at me because I'm tuning into the environment.
No, it's
But like we were sat at the table the other day, and I looked out the window, and we were both like, "Oh, we didn't realise there was a fence in our garden."
I know, like you just realise these things.
You
You take more in, don't you, when you see the same sights every day. But yeah, I think my main bit of advice that I'm trying to do, and I'm not trying to make out a psychologist or anything like that, but something that's helped me is trying to think about, now we've been in isolation for a duration of time, think about during this time so far, what have you done that's made you feel happy, and what has made you feel down. So for me, something that makes me feel down is not being productive and just feeling a bit like I haven't got, like, I don't usually like plans, but I like planning, like, sort of in terms of what I'm doing on my Instagram, what I'm doing behind the scenes in terms of like workout programs for clients and stuff. But I like sort of how I've created a routine, and I've got new focuses each day. I'm trying to think of new focuses to do, whether that's personal side of things or work related. It's about trying to do activities with those different dimensions that I know that's going to make me feel happier as opposed to sad.
And if go on. And if you're struggling to think of activities, then what you could do is, there's a website called Get Self Help, and if you just type that into the search engine, they've got activity diaries that you can fill in, or you can make your own, and it's like 7-day weeks, times down the other side, and you write in every box like what activity you did. So 7 o'clock, watch TV, and then underneath it you'd write mood out of 10.
That's quite a good
6
idea,
out
actually.
of 10, yeah. And then once you've done that for a week, at the end of the week you can get another one on Get Self Help, and it's like categorised into low, medium and high, so that's mood. So the low would be say 0 to 3, then 3 to 5, 6, and then 6, 7 upwards, and then you can see what actually improved your mood. But also, maybe I don't actually like watching TV as much as I thought I did, because I only rated it a 2 after. Is that because I felt less productive that day, etc.?
But then if you're finding that during this period of time that all you want to do is watch TV and you get great satisfaction from that, then obviously there's no harm in that, is there really?
So what would be your thoughts then on exercise during this time?
Well, that's an interesting question, but that's something... Good question. That's something that I'm going to discuss in... well, we could potentially do it together, actually, if you want. In one of the other series, because you'll notice in the description it's written down in there about exercise side of things, because there's loads of different things that I'd like to discuss on that. Have you got anything to do with like these topics that we've discussed? Anything else to add?
I'd say in terms of establishing routine as well, it's sleep routine. So looking after yourself and making sure that you're getting enough sleep, but you're not sleeping almost too much, and you're not getting lazy and complacent. I mean, by all means, if you feel really exhausted and you feel that you just need to rest that day, that is completely advised that that's what you should do. And listen to what you're feeling that day, because sometimes you might lay on the sofa and watch Netflix, and that's when you'd find out on like the activity tracking that you didn't really enjoy that.
I think ultimately you want to be doing things where you don't want to get to the end of the lockdown and think, come out of it the other side feeling really down, feeling really negative. Can people, what would your advice be to someone who is feeling anxious and wants to cry a lot, or who finds it very overwhelming?
I think it's important to think about what it is that you're finding overwhelming and why you're crying a lot. So obviously coronavirus is something that's come here, and it can create health anxiety as a baseline for everyone or anyone. But everyone's got their pre-existing difficulties. So someone who was already low in mood, the coronavirus might have come in and they feel more socially isolated, so then that worsens their mood. Or someone who's elderly and has had a lot of support from services, when that support's taken away, that's when they start to find it really difficult. So do you, but don't do that. So Rachel's wobbling our tripod and it's putting me on edge. But ultimately, if you leave the lockdown and you think, right, I've put in everything in place as much as possible to look after my mental health, seeked out new activities, didn't just fit in with like just going along with the day, then you're winning really. You're making the best out of the current situation. I think like just what's important is to just recognise that this is a time we're all in it together, as gimpy as that might sound to some people.
We're all in this together.
But like, and talk about your feelings, talk with each other, let people know if you're feeling down, and they'll try and help you, or if not, look on the NHS website, there is support out there, and don't suffer in silence.
Let us know how you found this video. Comment below. If you got any further questions on the topics, also feel free to send me a message. If you just need to chat to someone, send me a message. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening/day, depending on when we post this.
And when you're listening.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright, see you later.